I'm taking my shoes off. I'm getting
Take your shoes off. Get comfy.
I got these big
Take your clothes on.
I'm just gonna keep them on. They're like glued to my feet.
How?
Well,
is this
they're like
Cloudy with a chance? Is this Cloudy with a chance of meatballs? Welcome back, pals, new and old. I'm your host, Parker Ryle, and this is a very special 4th episode of the PALS Podcast. Oh!
Yeah.
No!
Oh gosh.
Is that your thing? Is that every time you're on the show, it's just a scream for
He doesn't
help?
want to be
Wait,
here.
will you put us screaming in the podcast from earlier? Or
Every time he's been on, he screams.
All 2 times.
hell yeah.
One
Just
and four.
screams.
Sometimes I scream.
Yeah. So
Gotta release somewhere.
speaking
you
of the
really
screamer,
do, though.
to my right, we have a very special boy. He was on the first episode. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. The man himself, Ethan Grafton.
Oh, wow. I'm Ethan Grafton.
Anything you have to say to your pals out there?
It's good to be back. This
I'm
time there's
sure.
a wheel. We alluded to it on the first episode.
And the Instagram. Speaking of social media, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @PalsBeingPals_.
I really gotta get my Twitter back up. I'm
Come
still
on,
restricted.
man. You're
for
on
some
this
reason.
show and you're not even
And
following
I'm not
it?
even on Twitter. You know what?
She's not following anyone,
2019
Parker.
is when I get my shit together.
Not following anyone.
That's true. Across the table from me, to the right of Ethan, we have, for her very first time on this show,
True.
Michaela Winzinski.
Hi guys.
Whoa! You showed up.
Wow.
Michaela, it's good to have you on.
It's nice to be here.
Really quick, let me just say, I'm really glad that we're getting all the geometry of the room
Yeah,
arranged.
it's
We
very
know,
important that they know I'm looking
They can
directly
visualize
in Parker's
it.
eyes.
It's
We-
like they're here.
we know I'm to the right of Parker, Michaela's to the right of me.
And to the right of Michaela,
Holy
Who is it?
across
Could
from
it be?
Ethan, to the left of myself.
I'm so self-aware right now. Like,
You should be. Should we meditate first? Then we're really self-aware. No?
Let's do yoga.
Okay, that too.
A
We'll turn the
mindful
lights
podcast.
off.
Yogi.
We can't. We can't do hot yoga though. It's too cold down here. Too cold. The Pals Being Pals Studios is just a little chilly, and I don't know why.
Just shy of 40 degrees in here.
It really
I think
is.
it's delightful.
Thank you. No, you don't.
I am properly chilled. Like, it's good.
You know, I tend to run a little hot myself,
Oh,
so
so
it's
it
nice sometimes
cools your
to...
ass down.
I am still weirdly sweating.
Yeah,
I'm still
same.
sweating, but I feel cold.
Yes. I think we're all on the same page. Yeah.
Anyhow, to the left of me, to the right of Michaela, and across from Ethan, we have Marisol.
Yeah.
And I can never pronounce your last name. Whoa! How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Reinhard
Oh, that's not hard.
I don't know why
It's
you struggle with
Reinhard
that.
with a D?
with a D.
Holy
I'm not a
shit.
T boy.
With a hard
I thought it
D.
was Reinhard.
Get it?
I know there are a lot of Reinhardts out there. Don't know what happened to my family, but
Yeah, you guys just had to
That
put
was
a
a
D on the
choice,
end of it.
as
Yes.
you do. As you do.
So Marisol's a freshman in the program.
yes.
Very, very stoked that she's here.
Yeah. Yep.
So, oh my
Good
god.
noises.
The Pals Podcast is a weekly podcast where a smorgasbord of friends such as ourselves come together to discuss big topics with big questions. And you know, they may get answered. They probably won't. We'll spin. We'll go off. Speaking of spinning, friends, we have a very delightful new friend with us this week. And it is the what do we need a name for it? Ethan, you
Can
have
we
to
just
do
call it Pamplemousse? Is that too bad?
Oh, God.
Pamplemousse the nope.
I don't like pamplemousse.
It's long.
It's
I
just,
liked Robert.
How
Dude,
about...
it works.
That was my suggestion.
How about we let him speak for himself?
We'll let him.
it fell?
You hear that?
Oh wait, can you do it one more time?
Just one more.
Okay, here we go.
Listen up.
That's
That's when he
get the
says, "Stop
idea."
touching me." So we have this. If
think
you
he
remember
likes
the first
Ethan.
episode, we talked about old badass Buck. Okay. So when I went home over Christmas break, Grandpa and I built this thick wheel to so that way it's easier for us to figure out who's gonna ask what question next. You know. So you spin the old wheel, and it has our names on it. And then we know who's going to be questioned, doing the question. So,
Wow.
should we give her a spin?
It's like
See
the
who's gonna
Wheel
go
of
first?
We're just
Fortune.
gonna
What's
blast
our
We're just
off
gonna
into
get
it.
right into
What are
it.
you talking
I
about?
should give you a little. Nope, you don't need to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Give me a little background,
So
or else I'll scream.
I want
Please-
some
please
spice.
tell
Scream
me.
again.
Don't tempt me.
So today I want to talk about, because earlier today I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. I was like,
Nice.
I need a topic.
Prepared.
Yes, I was doing notes 5 minutes before the show. But I read an article about streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Crackle. If
Ew,
anybody's
what the
still,
hell is Crackle?
you guys, know,
What is
you guys
that?
don't know Crackle?
No.
I know the sound, the onomatopoeia that is
Crunchyroll,
crackle.
That's a
Yeah.
streaming site.
But it's a streaming site, I guess. It's small. Nobody watches it. Nobody gives a shit about Crackle. I mean, if you do, sorry.
It's my preferred streaming service.
You didn't even know what it was. But like, I just wanted to, because there's all sorts of opinions about streaming services. Are they good? Are they bad? We're gonna ask questions about them today.
We're going to answer
We're gonna
questions
get right
about
into it. Yeah.
This is your definitive source for answers
it's like
about
interesting
streaming.
that
Yes.
you picked this topic because I just watched that like weird Black Mirror movie like
Oh, you watch
yesterday.
Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch.
Yeah, did you guys see it?
I watch Bandersnatch.
You mean played
Play
Bandersnatch?
Yeah, you can get on a special TV that can process it.
Because
It's a choose your own adventure movie for those who have not been tuned in yet.
Yes.
Sounds crazy.
it's whack.
Vaguely in the
On
Black
Netflix.
Mirror universe.
So is it a part of the Black Mirror universe?
I mean, it's part of Black Mirror, but to me, it didn't feel a lot like
It's
the other
all
stuff.
connected, right? Yeah, there's no like connections to the other episodes that
Okay.
I found.
I mean,
but
all the episodes are like vastly different, so I guess they
Yeah.
can get away with whatever
That's
they
true.
want.
That's true.
Okay, so we're gonna spin the wheel,
Mm.
and then we will know who's gonna ask the first question. Okay. Ethan, are you ready with your
Okay,
mic?
Ethan's
sorry,
spinning it.
I'm
He did
new
a
to
bad
this.
job last time.
Okay, I'll do the. And the first question goes to Ethan.
This was a bad
yeah.
first
Do
question.
you want to save yours? Do you want to save yours?
No, I think
he
we should
already went
open
the
with
wheel.
mine.
Robert
want some-
chose him.
Robert Jones. All right, Ethan, hit it.
Okay. Oh God. True or false?
It's already bad. It's already bad.
Amazon is a dystopian nightmare that now
Oh my
not only
God.
controls our name brand purchases, but also our off-brand purchases and much of the media that we consume as a culture. Discuss.
Holy shit.
Well,
I mean, okay, so
it's
let's.
funny you say that.
Really, were you just thinking about this earlier today? Go ahead, Marcel. True or
Oh,
false?
it's definitely true. That is definitely true. Anyone want to elaborate?
Yes, let me give you an
Yes.
example. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Oh my god.
My lovely brother-in-law, Kevin, gave me this very sweater for Christmas.
It's a nice one. I thought it was new.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
good
I've been told it
sweater.
makes me look like Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my god.
Just the hair.
Compliments.
But yes, it's also the hair right now. But this is a sweater from a brand
Okay.
that Amazon is now owning and operating.
What brand?
I don't know. I don't remember the
Here,
name.
come here, let
It's
me-
made by Amazon.
Does it say Amazon on it?
Says good threads.
It's called Good Threads.
Oh.
But little do they know, you don't even know going in
No.
that this was made by, I don't know who made it, but it's
Amazon.
It's an
It's
Amazon thing.
Amazon.
What
does that mean?
Was it
though?
bought on Amazon or was
Yeah.
it bought in like a
It
store?
was bought on Amazon.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, I guess, okay, maybe this doesn't
no,
have
this
as
is
clear
good.
of a
No,
through
this
line
is
as I
good.
want. But I mean, you know,
Amazon controls everything.
a lot of people rely on Amazon for a lot
Everything.
of the purchases that they
Yeah,
make.
it's a big
groceries
boy.
on Amazon.
People are now
now.
buying groceries on
Hey,
Amazon.
A couple years ago, there's like a grocery store that was like run by Amazon. You'd go in and like scan things out with your phone. That was a big thing.
That's
That's
weird.
messed up.
They actually,
Yeah.
those are still. I read an article like a month ago where
Yeah.
they're opening more of those, and there's no cashiers.
Yeah, there's no cashiers.
What there is there's
Ooh,
a
very
hundred. There's like
creepy thing.
hundreds of cameras all over the store.
And like they're like little sensors and cameras like in like the food shelves, so it can like it
It's-
picks up your.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when you pick up an item,
I don't want to go there. That's some Black Mirror shit if we're speaking of that.
so like you scan your phone to get into the store, okay? Then when it tracks all the things that you're picking up and putting in your basket, and then you just walk out. You don't scan.
Oh, because it just
charges
knows
it
your like,
to you.
account or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes, it knows what you've
Weird.
picked up. It knows who
I
you
guess
are.
that would be convenient. But
This
it's
is-
kind of scary.
It's whack,
I don't
right?
buy
No.
things from Amazon if I can help it. 'Cause
Really?
I know they treat their people poorly,
Yeah.
like their employees.
Yeah.
I feel like they just have too much going on. So if I can help it, I don't buy from Amazon. I don't
didn't
have
know
Amazon
that.
Prime, anything
I didn't
like
know that
that.
about Amazon.
This is worse
They
than I
put
thought.
trackers on. Apparently, they put trackers on their employees to see how productive they are. I believe.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah, something like that.
That's kind of whack.
yeah.
I was really about to buy something from Amazon tonight. So, okay.
Now you're
I
like,
don't mean to discourage.
what were you gonna buy?
Make your own
I was
choices.
going to buy a new hairbrush and The Isle of Dogs on DVD because
Good-
I
good
watched
movie.
that. I watched
Yes.
it for the first time the other night. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good
good.
It was really beautiful.
This is a good movie.
So
Good one.
It's nice.
Ethan, true or false? Is Amazon this dystopian nightmare?
I think Amazon is a borderline dystopian nightmare.
I think they're pretty damn close because if you think
Yeah.
about it, okay, they started off, selling your goods on the internet. We're gonna sell you things from other parties, books. It was just books, and then we've got, we're selling things from all these other third parties, and then we have our own brand of things. It kind of started with like the Kindle and the Fire TV stick, and they started doing their own electronics. And then if you think about it, they did Amazon Prime where you could get 2-day free shipping. And then it was like, okay, well, what else can we put under Prime?
Streaming, baby.
Streaming. Music. I mean,
Oh, I didn't know they had music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they
Amazon
do.
is a great place to
I
buy
didn't know that
physical
either.
music though, because they give you through the Amazon Music. I don't know why I'm advertising for Amazon right now.
Yeah.
But
You're the one
if
who
you
asked this
buy,
question.
I've bought some music for people as gifts on CDs, and
Uh-huh.
they also give you the ability to download it through a service
Yes.
that they have called Auto Rip.
True.
Auto Rip maybe something ripping music into
Oh,
your
great.
But you
body.
get
Yes.
both.
Yeah,
into
you
your
get
body.
it. You get it physically and digitally, which I guess is kind of what old time when you would pop a CD into iTunes and it was here scan the whole thing. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You can still do that.
But now it's very easy because they literally send you a link in an email and it's here, click here.
And that's it.
You just gave this as
That
a
is
gift,
nice.
but you
Uh-huh.
also get it yourself. Enjoy.
Oh, that's smart though, because
Oh,
then you're giving
yeah.
it away, but then it's like,
yeah,
I gotta
and then all your
sell.
gifts can be selfish endeavors.
Ah.
Very cool.
And then they have Amazon Prime Video, which I use a lot. They have some of the best original series on it.
What do
Wait,
they
really?
have?
So
Like
I remember reading when Amazon said they were going to start doing this, and they invested all this money into production. They were like, we're going to do all these shows, and I was like, this is going to fail. This is going to be bad. I was like, you already got Netflix and Hulu doing it. The market's not big
Yeah.
enough. I was like,
Yes.
it's going to fail. And now they have shows that are incredible. And okay, so my favorite show right
I know
now,
what you're gonna say.
you already know it's coming.
Oh, I know.
Stranger Things, isn't it?
That is
No.
Amazon original Stranger Things.
It came out last year. I think was the first season. You know what it is?
I
Emma?
just- yeah, I think I know what it is, and I'm
hopping,
excited.
Hopping
It
up
is-
and down.
It is
Okay.
my absolute favorite show right now. I binged the second season in a day and a
Oh
half.
my God! Say the fucking name.
And it's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And that show is set in the 1940s or 50s, and it's about this this housewife turned comedian. So she was married, and her husband was a wannabe comedian. He sucked ass. He cheats on her, and then she is
Just
fuck you.
I'm gonna become a comedian. now.
Uh-huh. And so she becomes a comedian. It's just an amazing show. The production
cool.
value is amazing.
I think it looks really good.
Is it funny?
It's
I don't
hilarious.
have Amazon Video,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I don't know.
And that's the thing
Yeah.
is there's all these great shows on there.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is the Clock Tower. What is it? It's the World War II kind of. Careful.
The ice got me.
It
You
did.
Continue.
The Man in the High Tower or something like that is a weird World War II show that's really good. And then they have this Lord of the Rings show that they're making that's supposed to be kind of a ripoff of Game of Thrones, that whole
Oh.
big medieval adventure. I think
Oh.
$2 billion they put into
Lot of
this
money.
already.
Oh my god.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
It does seem a little excessive, but I mean, if
People
that
love
turns
Lord of
out
the
good,
Rings.
Yes.
Here we go.
Obsessive fans.
Yeah.
They'll
And
watch
so
it.
I guess what I'm trying to say is Amazon Prime and Amazon in general is just like taking a lot of every market.
Yeah.
It really is.
I guess that's kind of what I was getting at with the question. I was playing it more as a joke, but the more I think about
We
it,
really,
the more it
it's
scares me.
scarier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and Bezos also has a lot of money into like space, not space travel, but like rockets and stuff like that, doesn't he? I swear he does.
I wouldn't be.
I
I wouldn't be
don't know.
surprised.
I don't know what's he trying to do with that.
Fuck if I know.
Does he
Mars.
just give all this money to Elon Musk?
No, because
Like here.
here, do it for
Take
me.
it.
Oh,
I think it's like a
God.
direct competitor to.
Oh well.
They're not. Yeah. SpaceX is SpaceX. So, yeah, Amazon is really kind of. I'm going to say true to that question.
Great.
Yeah, I
I
think,
think
true.
we all said true.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I hit the wheel.
Are you ready to spin Robert again? Are we ready to hit the next question?
I feel
Yeah.
What happens if we hit me again? Do I have to come up with another question?
No, then you just have to drink a whole LaCroix in 10 seconds.
you.
Sounds like a plan.
Ethan, shall we do the honors?
Yeah. Oh.
3, 1.
Didn't even say two.
Sounds great.
And
Oh,
one.
yay. Okay.
What's your question?
Okay, so my question
Wait,
is...
hold on. Before you ask your question, let the world know that Michaela walked in with a notebook.
I did.
And she
I'm
had these
prepared.
questions so prepared.
I wrote down names of shows so I wouldn't forget to.
Heck yeah.
You know?
Thank God.
I like thoughts. You
Full
know.
send. Full send.
Mhm. Okay, so my question is, do you have any memories of like the first time you learned about streaming services? Because I have very specific memories of when I first went on Hulu when it was all free, and I have very specific memories of like when I first got into Netflix. But I mean, me and Ethan are a little bit older than the two of you, so you guys
Yeah.
might be in a little bit more of a generation where streaming services were like
Normalized.
a little more normalized.
We're just in.
Yeah.
We're just in
Because like
streaming.
my family was a huge Blockbuster family till I was like a freshman in high school.
Mine was like that too, but I was
Yeah.
really young.
So I didn't get Netflix until I was like a junior.
Okay.
So did I didn't. We didn't get ours until like freshman year of high school actually.
And I didn't barely use it when we first got it. I didn't see the purpose.
Right.
And now I use it all the time, so it's just interesting.
So Ethan, what was your first memory?
Oh God. It was. I mean, Hulu was the first thing that I remember. Just
Not
because,
Netflix?
No, I remember Hulu first, just because it was. For a while, it was free, and
was
so
great.
I think like my stepsister or something, who was a little older than me, like came home once and wanted to show. We watched like A League of Their Own on Hulu
Oh,
for
okay.
free.
Yeah.
She was like, check it out. We can watch like 3 movies for free. And I was like,
Check it
tight. What do they got? A League of Their Own. Let's go.
Oh my god.
And then
Vast landscape of movies.
yeah, and interestingly, when Hulu went paid, I remember feeling kind of indignant about it, like how
I was
dare
angry.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Netflix comes along, and my whole family, except for me, because I still just leech off of everything.
Sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
As one does.
Yeah, they hopped on the old Netflix train, and now. But it's interesting because it's a whole other topic. We can
Go
leave
ahead.
it alone.
No. This show is all about
no.
spin-offs.
I was just gonna say, now I'm kind of fed up with Netflix. I find that
Really?
I'm not finding much on Netflix that I think is like worth watching
There's so
anymore.
many
It's
just original
trash.
content, and then underneath they have like 5 good movies, and then under that they just have weird movies that
Yeah.
you're like, this
Yeah.
shouldn't exist.
Yeah, my parents love the weird stuff, so they're happy.
Good
But
for
yeah,
They're content with the
I
weird.
just have I weirdly just have like BoJack Horseman right now, and I can only watch it when I'm like in that mood.
That's
you
fair.
know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm 2
BoJack
seasons
Horseman is
behind
a
on
mood.
that show.
Yeah.
I do think that Netflix is gonna have they're gonna have to have
Right.
kind of a come to Jesus, because like they got some shows. Like The Office is never leaving Netflix, and people
Fuck
love that
no.
fucking show.
That's why we still
Unless
come back.
NBC starts charging them too much money.
That's the thing. There's that possibility, but also of those 5 good
They almost lost
movies,
Friends.
Yeah, of those 5 good movies that you mentioned, 4 of them are Disney movies, and now
And that's
Disney
gonna be
is
going
doing
away.
their
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so there you go. You got one good movie on Netflix, and
I mean,
you
they have
got
some fun stuff like The Big Lebowski and
Yeah.
like Goodwill
Yeah, yeah.
Hunting.
They had
and
Magic
things
Mike,
like
and I
that.
was like,
They did,
and
and
also-
you watched it, didn't you, Maricel?
But
I watched like the
There's just
first
some
couple
weird
minutes.
stuff.
I was like, no.
and also this is all kind of hyperbolized. Like obviously there's good stuff on Netflix. It just
But it's
feels
hard to find now because
Yeah.
the original content is just like taking over all
Everywhere.
of it.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the originals? Because
It depends. depends.
I normally like them. The ones that I've seen, I've liked. Is BoJack an original?
Yes.
Yes. Black Mirror is an original.
I think so.
Orange is the New
No,
Black.
well, Black Mirror came from BBC, and then they
Oh,
bought
okay.
it, and they did season 3 and 4, which are not as good.
Well, and that's what they do though. Not NBC. Excuse me. Netflix will so they say there's a show. The show is in trouble with its it's like cable
Men.
service. Its men say no, and then Netflix is like, well, fuck those guys. We'll just buy you, and we'll just take
Yeah.
you, and you're now original content. Arrested
Yeah.
Development.
Oh.
That's what
they
happened
bought
to
you're
them.
right.
season
Yes.
4 of Arrested
Oh
Development.
my
Yeah.
god.
That's
I did
dirty.
not like that. Did
No,
not
I
like
didn't
that.
like it
No.
either.
It was not. I watched like the first season of Arrested Development.
It's very strange now that they're so much older.
That's true.
It's just, yeah.
What I was so like, you asked like what is like some of the original content that we like. I like Stranger Things.
I think Stranger Things is fun.
It's
I've
fun.
only seen the first season.
Second season's
It's fine.
I love
It's
Winona
fine.
Ryder.
I had
it's
fun.
not worse than the first one.
Definitely
I'll
no.
have to watch it sometime.
I really like The Ranch, which is that dumb cowboy show.
I have not
I've never
seen
seen
that.
it yet.
That seems very up your alley.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not like cowboys. It's like modern day like ranch hands and stuff like
Okay,
that. It's got
okay.
Ashton Kutcher. It had
Ashton.
Danny Masterson before he got into some sexual assault trouble, so they
Rest
killed
in
him
peace.
off. It's got old guy.
Yeah, that one old actor.
Uh-huh.
You know the one.
He's got
Just the one.
He's got the thick handlebar mustache. Sam Elliott. That's him.
Yes.
He's on it, and it's just a fun time. I don't like agree with a lot of things that they say, but it's just fun. But like a lot of I've been watching a lot of the Netflix original comedy specials.
No.
Oh, like stand up?
Yeah.
I love that.
Right?
I'm a
I'm
stand
not a big stand-up person.
I'm not
Yeah.
huge on stand-up either, but I can.
I can understand the
It's a hit or
appeal.
miss.
It's nice that Netflix is providing a platform for comedians that isn't Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like I
right.
feel, and maybe I'm out of the loop as far as like stand-up goes, but it felt for a long time to me like the only way that a comedian could get on air
Is if they was
Yeah.
Comedy
is like
Central.
night shows, and then I don't know. It's nice that they can just get straight to streaming.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little. Good job, Netflix.
Ew.
But I think, like you said, Ethan, I think they're gonna have a come to Jesus moment where it's like we have so much content.
They're just making too much at once, and a lot of it's gone downhill.
It's
Like
so
when they
bad.
first started
That's true.
making content, it was a lot better quality, like all of it across the board, and then it just started going down. A lot of it.
Oh, for sure. And there's a lot of originals that I don't think we know about. Like,
Yeah, no, they
Definitely.
just come out. No one even hears
I
about
know
them.
they're
They have
just
like
like
one
being
every day.
spit out. I see a new one every day, and I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
I
So this past week, I was in Omaha, and my brother was there, and it was probably like 1 a.m, and we're like, let's watch a movie. And he wanted to watch something scary. They watched that Bird Box the night before,
Yes, I've
the,
seen
the
Bird Box.
Netflix original.
Yes.
Is it any good? Is it
I
any-
liked
seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a clever idea.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So and he liked that, and so
It's
he wanted
scary.
to watch something that was just bad. It's called The Terrifier.
Oh, God.
oh my god.
That is a good name. I will give
And
him
it's
that.
it's like, what's that clown that's black and white? Like he's
The Terrifier.
no, he's it's based on like Santa the Clown or Santa Anta. I don't know, some
don't-
weird
I have
ass
no
thing
idea.
like that.
Is this a creepypasta?
Oh, Will Ferrell elf.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Jesus.
You're a mistake. we shouldn't have invited you.
you're right. I should have
kidding,
taken
I'm
Michaela's
sorry.
advice and just left you at
Yeah,
home.
that's true.
Did you hear what he texted me?
No.
He texted me and he said, what the
I
fuck?
said I refuse to work with Michaela.
And I said, listen, boss, I'm sorry. The producers, they're just coming hard on this one.
And I think I said something profane.
I think he said the word.
We're really best friends.
But no, this movie, horrible. Like,
It sounds bad.
oh, like everything about it was bad. Like,
Was it? It was a Netflix original.
I don't know, but
Oh.
I think that Netflix was too ashamed to put their name on it. So, but if you look in the credits, it was like in association with Netflix, and then this horrible movie.
Rest in peace.
Like nothing was good. The writing wasn't good. The directing was horrible. It's just the worst thing I've seen in a long time.
That's really a shame.
But I feel like there's all these things that Netflix just pumps it out,
They're pumping.
On the opposite
really
end,
are.
me and Ethan watched like a really terrible movie that was a Hulu original.
New
2
Year,
days
New
ago.
Me.
Yeah, I was gonna build up to it, but he just said it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was bad.
It was so bad. I
That's
got
what you
so
need to know.
excited because it was from a bunch of Blumhouse producers, and I was like, yeah. And then we watched it, and it's not scary, and it's barely a film.
It was like shockingly bad.
Really?
It's fun.
It was very fun.
But it's a Hulu original, and
It
it's
was
miserable.
silly. It was just like a gag.
No, I mean
No.
we could go into it. I get it's
Well-
just bad. It's just not. I don't know.
What's it about?
It's about a group of girls who get together on New Year's. One of them is
They were all high
extremely
school
famous.
friends.
They're high school friends.
Oh, I've seen the trailer for this.
Yes.
Yes. And one of them has gone on to be a really successful social media star. They have a dark past involving that social media star. She mistreated someone in their life and caused a traumatic event to happen. And now the 3 other girls are going to force her to, deal with that and
Jesus.
admit to everyone on social media. But it doesn't all really come together.
No, it never comes together.
That sucks.
Sounds like a
Barely
lot.
anything happens.
There's no, the thing is, it was now again. I don't know how far down this rabbit hole we need to go, but it's not
Probably
framed.
not that far.
It's not framed like a horror movie. I mean that like the whole concept isn't, and
Is
then
it like
also
a teen drama?
literally shot to
It's more
shot
like
to
a
shot.
thriller.
It is not framed like
No,
horror.
they
It
give
is
you
not
so
scary.
much of the information.
You know so much about where everyone is and what's happening in the space.
Yeah.
It sucks. Anyway, Hulu,
Yikes.
bad job. You messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
And so,
can't all be winners.
can't all be winners.
Some of us are losers.
Yes.
Well,
Like
And
Didn't mean to bring it to
that's
people.
fine.
So, Marisol, did you want to answer Michaela's original question of your first memory with?
My first memory was streaming. Does iTunes count?
Well, kinda.
I mean,
I don't know.
iTunes is
Music.
like a digital platform for purchasing.
did you
Because I
watch
was a
shows
big
on
iTunes.
iTunes?
I downloaded like High School Musical 2 and I would like watch it all the time on my iPod
Great film.
Nano. It's like the little tiny people on my little iPod Nano.
yes,
But,
I
like,
used to do
would,
that.
iTunes was like my shit. Like my brother gave me his old computer and he had like his like weird emo music and I just
Alright.
like blasted in my room. But yeah, I don't know. iTunes was good shit. Hulu was good shit when it started. I don't really remember starting Hulu though.
I used to watch Hulu all the time. I used to watch weird shows on Hulu because they had a bunch of stuff that was like, why does this exist? And they would get things from other countries that were like, ooh. And I'm really
Oh
into
my
reality
God.
TV, so that was a
Like
bad thing.
other countries' reality
Oh
TV?
yes, actually, that's a big thing for me. No, but when I was a kid, I used to watch this show called Solitaire, and it's
Please tell me.
the premise is they get like 6 to 10 people, contestants. They lock them in solitary confinement for a matter of weeks.
Whoa.
They only have a robot to talk to, and it's like a screen. And depending on how good they do on challenges, depends on how much food they get. And they see how long who can survive the
No
most for
way.
$50,000. So it's basically
my
like
God.
a torture show.
There were so
my
many
God.
torture shows when we were
40
little. I
four
don't remember what
seasons.
they
It
were
was
called,
great.
but they scared the shit out of me. It was like they'd have contestants like stick their hands in like
Yeah, I
weird
remember
stuff.
Fear
that.
Factor?
Was it Fear Factor?
I
It's either
loved
that
Fear
or was it in
Factor.
the dark?
It was a
I think
lot
it
of
was in the
darkness.
dark.
It was a lot
Because
of
I think that was
screaming.
is like something in the dark.
Spooky men in the dark.
Yeah, so there's a lot of weird shows like that where like, I feel
Yeah.
like this isn't legal. It's probably not real though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's probably not
It's
actually in
just-
solitary confinement.
Do you know what I
But I
thought?
thought they were as
The-
a child.
Do you know what I thought solitaire was when you said it?
Cards.
I literally thought it was 10 contestants,
See who can
$50,000.
who can win the most consecutive games of solitaire.
That would be amazing. I would not watch it.
I was like, oh yes. Yeah.
You got so
Aw.
excited, but it was not.
I think my first memory with streaming is, so my brother and I, we read the internet and it said that this Netflix and Hulu thing and Amazon and all these, like when we were in probably 7th or 8th grade, this is the thing, this is what's happening. There's all these shows, all these movies. And I remember my mom always complaining about how high the cable bill was.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
we were like, I come from a very small town, and we were like one of the very first families who did what they call cut the cord. And so we decided to get rid of cable, and we had just Netflix and Hulu. At first, it was just Netflix, and that's all we had. And it like you'd be surprised at how much you don't miss it.
Well,
Like the
yeah,
shows,
no.
Yeah.
the shows that you wanted to watch, you could watch them on So like CBS, I watched How I Met Your Mother and
Yeah, you can get a
Big
lot
Bang Theory.
online.
Exactly. Like as long as you're staying like weekly, like they have like a backlog of like 2 or 3 episodes. As long as you stay on that, you can still watch your
fine,
shows.
yeah.
Sometimes they don't let you log in though unless you have a cable provider.
See, but now they
Yeah,
do
now
that.
they do that.
And before they did
And
it.
it's fishy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. But like we had just Netflix, then when we got Hulu, and then that was a whole other
that
world.
was
and
great.
Yeah, my parents were really like nervous about getting Netflix because we never grew up with cable. Like they had cable for my brother for like 3 months, and he became like so like
Into it.
non-responsive. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
to like things that were actually happening, and it like scared them so much.
Wow.
So like, yeah, we never did cable.
But then you guys got streaming.
Yes, and we love it.
So what's the difference there? Because we all so like we grew up having cable. Did you guys have cable?
I had cable.
You didn't have cable?
No.
So what is it that tells us that like streaming is any different?
I remember when DVRs came out and that was amazing.
Oh my God.
PALS TV.
Change the world.
That's a side note.
So what is
I
the
think-
what is the difference between cable and streaming? Like
I mean,
Well, I think
No,
like
go
you
ahead,
have
Marcel.
like more control. Maybe it makes it like more special, I guess. Because like when my family watches movies, like we're all together and it's like a big thing, and it's just like nice because it's like my other friend has cable on all the time, and it's just noise.
I
It
feel
just
like
isn't really special, I guess. Isn't really anything.
Well,
Okay.
I feel like before streaming services, cable didn't bother anyone. But as soon as you have that option to just like, I can pop on, I can see whatever I want, whenever I want. Oh, these whole seasons come out, I can watch them, I can binge them. You get used to that, and so it's hard to go back to, I can only watch this when this comes on at 8, or if I record it,
Yeah.
and I can only watch it once a week when it comes out once a week. I think that gets hard because you want the demand of constantly being able to watch
and,
whenever you
like,
want to watch.
The commercials too.
Yeah,
play
the
in,
commercials.
'cause, like you don't get that with Netflix or
Yeah.
anything.
I think that's part of it.
I think it's just dramatically different in a lot of
Oh
ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the quality of content,
Yeah.
like even though we were just talking about how some of these shows are awful, there's also some shows that like completely change the game of like what we think episodic television is. Like
Yeah.
because it's expected to be binged. Right? Like that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah.
And so episodes and storylines are drawn out and we get to see so much more than if we are only watching once a week. I also think that it's just very interesting to hear that you guys didn't have cable, but then your families were okay with streaming services.
Well, I kind of have 2 families, and they
Right.
kind of went separate ways. Like, yeah, I don't know. I guess in general, though, I think even if you don't have cable, a lot of people were just freaking tired of cable by
'Cause
the
it was
time
bullshit.
streaming came along.
There was
Yeah.
so much bullshit.
It's just a lot of money to pay for content
so
that you can't
expensive.
control with ads.
Yeah.
Like it just, and so when you have the option to pay less money for content that you mostly can control, save for when it's not very good, and there's no or less ads, especially now that people like Hulu are doing like tiered services where they got the version with ads, the version without
Without
ads.
ads.
Whatever. It's just more,
High
it's more
quality.
control. I think people recognize that for the most part, and also
Yeah.
as people get more drawn to like the internet, streaming stuff becomes more attractive than TV stuff.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and as internet speeds rise,
That's just so interesting that that like
My parents still have cable.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
think? Do you guys think that that's something that we see fall off? Is that we see
Is it
less and
generational,
less?
you
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
yeah,
There's like
Yeah.
no way. It
I would
sticks
never buy
around.
cable
No.
ever now.
Like when I got internet for the house, they were like, for an extra $15 to $20 a month, you can have cable, and I was like, I would never watch it. The only thing that I might watch it for is like sports, but I don't.
Ooh,
I would
love sport.
I would only get it is so that way if we had people over,
Oh, you
they
could
can
just put
watch
it
the
on.
game because
Yeah.
that's always a fun
Like a
thing.
background noise thing, which is what I
Yeah.
think cable like is.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I watch stuff on streaming services that is background noise, though.
That's true.
Yeah,
like Fireplace for Your Home,
like
the
90 Day
Netflix-
yeah.
Fiance.
like 90
That's
Days
my
Fiancé.
bad.
What are you?
I watch
so
a lot of bad
gross.
reality TV, guys. I'm sorry.
God. I had a good question and I should have written it down. My mind has been so just.
Well, we should spin the
ass.
wheel. We don't even know if
Let's
you're next.
spin the wheel.
It is on my
I hope
next.
it's
What's
on me.
Robert got to say?
Microphone ready.
good spin.
It was a good one. Didn't even bump
It
around.
actually landed on that one too.
Wait.
Oh.
Blake.
I think we should go to Parker.
We'll go with me. We'll go with me. I need a second. I don't need much, but I just need to get this off here. Just need to poke Ethan with these tacks. Jesus, I
Jesus.
can't get him in the.
Why are you removing
Why are
the
you-
names
I
So
from
that
love
the
way-
the
wheel?
UB brand. The
Oh, thank
Target
you.
UB brand.
So that way we know who's like gone. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, but everyone's name is on there twice.
Well, then if we have to go again, we'll go again. We'll just see what happens. No one knows what's going on. We're only 4 episodes in. You think I have any structure? There's no structure. This is just this.
Gotta love
okay.
structure.
No structure. Oh,
He's
piss.
writing.
I'm getting my pen. I'm writing my name.
It looked like you wrote Pablo.
Let's drink
Pablo.
to that.
Let's drink to that. Oh wait, it's a new question, which means new LaCroix.
Wow,
Hey.
only question that got one.
Can you splash me?
Yeah, I'll give you some.
Splash me.
It's a lemon
You don't
LaCroix
have to-
for
you don't have
those
to splash
playing
me
at
this much.
home.
Thank
I
you.
splashed you. Okay, I got one. So we talked about how yum. Thanks to our sponsor, Lemon LaCroix.
And Jeff Bezos.
Just the lemon one.
Just the lemon.
Only the lemon.
Okay, so this was I found the question in my head. It was bing banging around. I rubbed 2 brain cells. We got it. So we talked, Ethan. We talked about how Disney is getting on the bandwagon
Yes.
and making their own streaming service. So that takes away a lot of Netflix's content that they have right now. Like, because Disney owns Marvel. So all the Marvel movies that are on there, gone. There was the Marvel television show, television, the streaming service shows like Daredevil, Luke Cage,
Avengers Infinity War.
yeah, well,
no,
that
I'm
one-
kidding.
you
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But then all those shows got canceled. All those TV shows got canceled. And they can't go on to this new streaming service for like 2 years because of the law. Will you guys be acquiescing this new Disney streaming service when it comes out? That's my question.
Unless Disney produces content that's only on their streaming service, no. Because like I can see their films in theaters, and if I really like it, I'll buy it on DVD or something like that, or on iTunes or something. But I wouldn't want to pay for another streaming service just to get movies
See
that
stuff I've already seen.
And it's just
I've
like think
mostly
about like
already
if every
seen.
company like came out and did what they're doing, it'd just be like so many different companies that you'd have to pay for.
Yeah.
And it's kind of annoying.
It's kind of
And
worrisome.
I never watch the Disney movies on Netflix or anything like that anyway, so it's like
Okay, so what if we said this? Because they are doing several shows based upon the IPs that they own, like Star Wars. They're doing a show called The Mandalorian that Jon Favreau is directing, producing. Then there's another Star Wars show. Do you guys remember Rogue One?
yeah.
Diego Luna's character.
What a bad movie.
I liked that
Sorry,
one.
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Fuck.
Wrong
Yes.
person to ask.
It's okay.
So his character is getting like a prequel series because he's fucking spoilers dead.
Oh, nice.
And I know that they're doing more like Marvel content. That Kim Possible shit show movie is going to be on there, I
Wait,
think.
can I get that on
Wow.
Disney? If I can't get that movie, I'm buying it. No, I'm just
Oh my god! Have you seen? There was like a
I've
clip.
seen the trailer, but they have this kid in there that's playing Unstoppable, and I love him. Sean
is it?
Gambroni. He's in Goldbergs. He
him.
plays the main character, and I
Goldbergs.
love him. So I
That's
will watch
him?
it just for him. Yes.
Oh wow!
I'm a fan.
Shit.
I was like, that is the perfect Unstoppable.
So if they have these, if they do these shows, will you guys be acquiescing? Disney Plus or whatever it's called.
Probably still not.
I
Though I
don't
do
think
want to
I
see
That's
like
a
a
no?
gospel
I don't think I
movie.
will.
That's a no.
Definitely not.
Really?
Yeah, no, I
What
don't
about
care.
you, Parker?
I'm torn.
Well, you like Star Wars, I think, more than any of the three of us. And there's
I'm-
2 Star Wars shows.
I did just put a new Star Wars poster upstairs, a couple of them.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yes,
I think I saw
Tight.
it. Yeah.
but like, I don't want to miss out on that stuff. Like, I want to have the
And that's, like,
availability
that's
to
the
watch
annoying
it.
part about it because it's like it's so exclusive and it's just more and more money.
Depends on how much
I
it'll
don't want
cost
to support
too.
that. Yeah.
Have they said how much it's going to cost?
Because if it's gonna be like Netflix, like what $8 a month, That's maybe
That's crazy.
doable. What I would do is probably what like some people do with like Hulu now, where I would buy it for a month, binge what I want to watch, and then
Get rid of it?
out. Yeah. I did that with the show I had to watch for class, True Detective.
So, guys, it's time to play that game called Ask That Google.
Is this a bit that you do?
Yeah, this is a new thing.
The Nepal thing.
How much will Google? Nope. How much will Disney's streaming service cost?
Here's what I found on the web.
That's not what I want. All right, let's see. We're playing that game.
I'm having fun.
Siri doesn't know what's happening.
It reminds me of basketball.
Siri is her
How?
own
It's bouncing a ball.
character on the
Okay.
show.
Let's see. Do we got money? I'm looking for the dollar sign. Dollars. So, like, here's the thing: is like, Toy Story 4 will be on there. Captain Marvel will be on there. Dumbo will be on there. The Lion King remake. Frozen 2.
But Dumbo's coming out in theaters still.
It is in the
All of
Lion
these will
King-
be in
yeah.
theaters.
Yeah, so it's like I can still see it when it's in theaters if I care.
Also, if I'm being honest,
And it'll come
not
out
a
on DVD.
not a single one of those are a selling point for
yeah,
me.
same
Yeah, I
actually.
mean-
I really don't want. I
Toy
mean,
Story 4?
I want to see Captain Marvel. That's it.
I really want to see the
yeah. I mean, I'll see Toy Story 4 because I,
I want to
feel
see the
like
Lion
I have
King, but
to.
Yeah.
that's one out of.
Yeah, I
like,
guess they will
4.
put all Pixar everything on there too. But as long as they're still releasing stuff on DVD, it's like,
Yeah, what's the point?
yeah.
So this is what I found.
I'm only gonna want like 1 out of 20 movies.
Disney won't have. This is from the article. This is from Fortune.com. The author is Eric with an A Jenkins.
Thanks, Eric.
Oh.
Arik.
Ew.
Arik. But Disney won't have nearly as much original content on Netflix, which offers upwards of 700 originally produced titles.
Too much.
Yeah, I think I've
Wow.
seen 20, if that. That's ridiculous. That factor is acknowledged with a lower price for Disney's streaming service, which will cost less than Netflix's $8 to $14 monthly streaming fee. Iger said. And then Iger said, we have the luxury of programming this product with programs from those brands or derived from those brands, which obviously creates demand and gives us the ability to not necessarily be in the volume game, but to be in the quality game, Iger said in an earnings call earlier this month.
That's fair.
That is true.
So what are we guessing it's going to cost? Like $5?
I bet it's gonna be 5
Really?
to 6 a month.
A month, yeah.
Now, does that sway you at all?
No.
No.
Yet again, if there's something I
don't
really
think
want,
so.
I will buy it for a month and
Because
then I
it's
will
like
cancel.
Netflix has got like variety. I don't want to pay
But-
for something that's just
But
Disney.
my thing is, this might just be me. Once I stop being able to leech a Netflix subscription, I will not have a Netflix subscription.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I care enough.
Yeah.
Do you watch it enough? Like I don't
no,
watch it a lot.
I really
I don't watch
right
a
now.
lot of shows. Like I watch Big Mouth. I rewatch
Oh,
that all
I
the
need to
time.
see
Rest
that.
in
I've heard a
peace.
lot
I
of
cannot watch Big Mouth.
Why don't you
Really?
like
I can't
Big
look
Mouth?
at
We've
it.
talked about this.
It hurts
It
me.
looks like the guy who's in it, right? Oh, I
Yes,
can't think of
Nick
his name. It
Kroll.
looks exactly like him.
It's Nick Kroll, John Mulaney,
I do
Maya
like Nick
Rudolph.
Kroll. I will put that
Yeah,
out
he's-
there.
It's a fantastic
one.
fucking show.
Funny
I love
man.
it. Animated, interestingly.
Thanks, Titmouse. Those are the people that
Titmouse?
animated it.
Okay. Got it.
Quick shout out to them.
Really, you were just shitting on it. And then I watched The Ranch every once in a while. Stranger Things will butter my biscuit on both sides when it comes out. But like,
I have a strong feeling my parents are gonna buy the Disney streaming, and if they buy it, I'll just leech. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
true.
I'll see what they have.
I mean, like to be honest, I'm not paying for Netflix and Hulu now.
No, it's nice. Like with the streaming service, you can. So many people can leech off of it at
Uh-huh.
once.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
My roommate last year leached
Yep.
off of me.
My roommate leeched for like 3 years.
Jesus.
Thanks, Meredith. That's not bad. I love you.
So I think the consensus. Okay.
I'm still a no unless
It's still a no.
I
I'm
don't
like
think so. Yeah.
leeching off of someone else. I don't care.
I just think it's interesting.
Or if they put out something that's like really
Top
like
quality.
gonna get me in, but none of those things that you've mentioned so far like got me.
Wow. Like I'm on the fence because like on one side there is all this Star Wars content that'll be great. Then again, I haven't watched like a lot of the Star Wars shows that have been out the past 5-6 years. Like Rebels, Adam had to get me to watch the first season of that, and there's like 5 more I need to watch. Then there's this new anime Star Wars Resistance with an anime style that I've watched like 2 episodes of. and it's just like, am I really missing out?
It's a lot. Yeah.
It is a lot. So I don't know if I'll buy it.
There's so much Star Wars content right now with a movie a year.
It's bad.
It's like, do you really also need TV shows on top of that?
Well, this
And books.
Especially if like that's
And
not the best
games.
quality. Yeah.
And yeah,
The Last Jedi,
just too much.
just at The Last Jedi.
Legos.
Fucking hey, goddamn. Movie ruined so much. That's a whole other show, I feel like. But I think, okay, so they've said that this, after Star Wars Episode 9, they're taking a thick break.
That's smart.
I thought they already set up
Okay.
another trilogy.
And then
Is it
they...
just-
Oh God.
So like Ryan Johnson, the guy who directed The Last
Yeah,
Jedi,
yeah,
he
yeah.
had his whole trilogy that they've apparently put on the back burner. Because it's just like...
Great idea. Best idea Disney's ever made.
Honestly, because... And then there was that other trilogy of movies that was from the Game of Thrones people that they were going to do. That's on the back burner now.
Fine. Honestly,
I
I
didn't hear
don't
about
need.
I
and this
don't
is just
hate
because
it.
It's just
I just don't need it.
I didn't know about it, and I was fine.
Yeah,
like-
now that you know, you're like, hurts. No!
Ah, dang it.
They had because after The Last Jedi, it didn't bomb, but it wasn't great. And then Solo bombed this summer. They were just like, whoa, we gotta take this baby back, because it's gonna get to a point where it's a Marvel situation where we have all
Yeah.
these Marvel movies.
Can't see them all. I mean,
No.
you can, but it's
Yeah.
too much.
Like 2019 is like looking to be an all. Like, have you seen the amount of movies that Disney has coming out in 2019?
Oh, I bet.
Holy buckets, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ethan, you were going to say something.
I don't know. I just want to. I think Star Wars has. I don't know. I think Star Wars has failed to do something that Marvel is actually doing a pretty okay job of doing, which is.
What's that?
And maybe they haven't. I feel like I'm not quite familiar enough with Star Wars, like the extended content, to really say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Marvel does a really nice job of making sure that you can jump into every individual movie, and they give you just enough information to like get by, basically.
Okay.
And so they can have this massive thing happening. And also Marvel has the benefit right now of being kind of new and exciting, whereas Star Wars is
Old. It's been here.
a little bit stale, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
and
true.
I don't have a problem with Star Wars. I think Star Wars, there's a lot of really good Star Wars stuff. I just don't want much more
Yeah.
of it personally. Marvel, for some reason, I come back, and I'm not a comic book boy. I'm not a superhero boy. But when I go to a Marvel movie, I don't see all of them. I see maybe a third of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I went and saw Infinity War, having missed everything, including Black Panther.
But do you
and
know
it
what's
still
going on?
made sense.
Yeah,
because
that's the
they
thing.
say, like, where can we go to fix this? Oh, we can go to Wakanda.
Wakanda.
And between the like presence
That's
of
such a
that
dope scene.
in pop culture, and also just the way they introduce it in discreetly in Infinity War, you can go, okay, yeah,
There's
I
no,
know
like,
where this
gaps.
is.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff like Solo, I couldn't follow for two reasons. One of them was I saw it at a drive-in theater when I was sad and I wasn't paying attention, and the other reason was I don't care about the Kessel Run, the
Yeah.
whatever, the man and the
It's just cool
bounty
stuff.
hunting with the big train on the train. It's like, I don't know, like what is. And look, maybe I sound like a big idiot to Star
No, I
Wars
don't think you do.
fans, including Adam Turner,
Adam Turner.
who
He's
listens
just
to this.
turning in his grave.
It's like writing.
Give
But
us
I'm
some
just not
thoughts.
sold on the continuation of Star Wars stuff much. I need a break.
Yeah, and I think one of those things is like you're talking about with Marvel is like you can step away and you can come back and you automatically know what the heck's
Yeah.
going on. But with Star Wars, like there's all these inside things that like you have to know from way back in
And
the
you
day.
gotta like
and
start at the beginning. My
Yeah.
friends have tried to get me to start it so many times, and I'm like, I
you
can't.
can't
I can't do it.
like
So yeah.
like what he's saying with the Kessel Run, like that's a reference to episode 4 where he brags about making the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, and then you figure out that parsecs is not a distance.
It's not a time.
It's a distance or something like that. I don't know. It's not a distance.
It's
It's a
whatever.
time. But so there's these things where like you have to know what's going on and you can't just jump in. Like I understand that. That makes a lot of sense.
And that's another thing that Marvel has done well, which is Marvel has had a decade of consistently putting out films that are like okay, and so people have been watching them. Star Wars has a career of filmmaking that goes back to the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
77.
okay. And I love the original Star Wars movie.
so
I was
good.
when what was the one that came out before the last one that was really bad?
Oh, The Force Awakens?
Yeah, The Force Awakens. I was hyped
Oh,
as shit when
love that
when that
one.
trailer dropped. I was like, "Yes, Star Wars is back!" And then immediately I was like, "I don't."
Did you like the movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
But when I watched it and I finished it and I was like, "That was fine." I was like, "Oh, I don't actually want any more Star Wars."
You were done after that?
Yeah.
After that, Force Awakens, you weren't excited for The Last Jedi.
No, and then The Last Jedi happened, and I was like, Star Wars is dead. No more.
Rest in peace.
This has been a huge tangent about Star Wars, and I am so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well,
because
and like building off, what do you guys think of the new Harry Potter movies?
The
Do you guys
Fantastic
like them? Yeah,
Beasts?
Fantastic
I
Beasts.
haven't watched either of them.
Okay,
like
before we get
that.
into this, because I have
This is
Okay.
we're
words.
just talking about franchises now.
This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this is a list about all the Disney owned
Yes.
movies coming out in 2019. Captain Marvel, March 8th. Dumbo, March 29th. This movie looks fucking.
Burton.
Here's the
Get at
picture,
me.
and I'm scared. Look at this
Oh,
fucking elephant.
Dumbo.
Yeah, I can't wait to get depressed. Thanks, Tim Burton.
Yeah. Avengers Endgame, April 26th. Aladdin, May 24th.
I'm excited
Whoa.
about
The next
Aladdin.
Avengers movie is coming out this year?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Because they filmed them at the same
you got
time.
excited. Ethan's face just lit up, guys.
You didn't know this?
No!
Did you see the
Boy has
trailer?
Never been more excited in his whole life.
You gotta see the trailer.
I am out of the loop.
Dark Phoenix.
Maybe
that-
I'm not. Maybe I
Whoa.
shouldn't talk about any of this stuff. Maybe I don't know enough.
Dark Phoenix is the sequel to X-Men Apocalypse. Toy Story 4 comes out this year.
Yes.
June 21st. Come on. Spider-Man Far From Home, July 5th. I'm excited for
I
that
do
one.
like Spider-Man.
I like Spider-Man.
The Lion King is July 19th.
I'm weirdly excited about that one.
I'm not.
Eric Andre's in it. That's my
He
only-
is?
Yeah.
Who does he play?
Oh, I don't know. Also, Donald Glover's in
Donald
it.
Glover, a.k.a.
weird-
Childish
yeah.
Gambino.
Donald
AKA
Glover as Childish Gambino.
Childish
plays
Could you
this character.
The New Mutants, which is a Marvel
Interesting.
Comics thing. Artemis Fowl.
That'll be interesting.
They bought that. Frozen
Yeah.
2.
Thank God.
No.
I
If
can't
there's
You're
one thing I
kidding.
needed, it's Frozen 2. Star Wars Episode 9 comes out December 20th, and that's how they end the year.
I
That's a
hope,
lot.
I hope that Frozen 2 is just one of those like procedurally generated Elsa Spider-Man pregnancy videos that like
Or,
get
like,
pushed
dancing
in front
on
of
the
kids.
pole.
Yeah.
I hope not.
So in total, they have 12 movies coming out this year. That's absolutely ridiculous. We were talking about Harry Potter.
They're making money moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that this transitions into a whole other topic that we're gonna do, and that is this is the time of
Harry Potter.
kinda reboots and sequels.
Yes.
And so
What?
with
Grinch.
Grant,
Another
yeah,
topic. We talked about it in Ian's
You're talking
class,
about the
and everyone got
Grinch,
like really
the
mad.
Sony Pictures Grinch.
the Benedict Cumberbatch one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I haven't seen it. I
My
just
dad
have high
hated it.
opinions. I don't
You
like
liked it?
illumination
Marissa-
animation.
Marissa was like, I kind of liked it.
I thought it looked okay. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I haven't either. I don't want to say
I like
too
the
much.
soundtrack. A good
The
soundtrack.
soundtrack. We
gets
listened
me
to it
going.
at that
Yeah.
party a couple
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
we did.
Isn't
was
there
good.
like I just remember I watched a commercial for it and there was like a trap beat like in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
middle.
no,
It's
Tyler
what's
the
going
Creator
on.
made like the
Tyler
whole
the Creator
soundtrack.
did the soundtrack.
So it was
Why
like
did you do
weirdly
that?
It's
No.
because it's popular right
I'm
now.
not
And
mad about
Illumination
it.
just does whatever is popular right now. They just take those surveys. Oh, rap, got it.
So-
it's like what happened in
Tyler
the new
the Creator,
Spider-Man
yeah.
movie too, because like that
Yeah.
soundtrack
Okay,
was
but
pretty
The
simple.
new
But
Spider-Man
now
here's
movie
the
rules
deal.
though.
Okay, but
Here's
yeah,
the
that one
fucking
has more
deal.
of a
cultural
no,
thing
yeah.
going with it than the Grinch.
Not matching. Yeah, not matching on
Miles
Spider-Man.
Morales, the Grinch.
One evokes rap to me more, or whatever. I don't know.
It did feel like out of place. They played like one Brockhampton song when he was like getting ready, and it was
Are you
super
talking about
hype.
Spider-Verse?
No, I'm talking about Grinch.
I was gonna say,
Grinch.
fuck
It
off!
was
Don't touch
very
There's a
Spider-Verse.
strange.
Rockhampton song in Grinch.
How does this
Like
affect your opinion on
Boogie, while
Grinch?
he's getting ready, he's like putting his pants on and shit. And it's like what?
Boycott.
I was like, I was like leaning over to my friend. I was like, okay, we're leaving. We're going.
Oh, I feel so
It's
bad for
time.
those boys
Did
in
you
that
walk
band.
out?
No, but
You
it was
should
just like,
have. So
yeah, I don't know.
Before we get to Harry Potter, I have a quick question for you. This is going everywhere.
Yes.
Illumination.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I don't like Illumination.
Okay.
I think they're cheap. I think that they look at whatever's popular and then they just quickly spit out a movie that will appeal to the masses.
Yeah.
Like Minions, like Secret Life of Pets, movies that don't have anything interesting happening plot-wise, but are just good enough to surpass and get children to watch them all the time and sell merchandise. That's what they do. And that's how they make so much money, because they are one of the companies that came in and they've sold, like, they have 4 of the highest grossing animation films ever, and they've only been going for like half a decade or something like that.
Not very long. They just came onto the scene.
That's crazy, but that's just because they're just playing a money game. They're playing a like stats game, and it's gross. I think I don't like it.
But if we make good movies, when will we have time to sell toys?
That's true. Got to sell that Minion merch. Got to get that Minion ride at Universal. Got to wear your Minion glasses. Got to have those Minion memes. I hate I hate Illumination. I have strong opinions towards them.
I got it.
I want officially
I bought
licensed.
DreamWorks and I want to die.
Yeah, they're doing How
Now
to
they're
Train
doing
Your
sequels
Boys.
they do sequels.
Again.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a great shot in the trailer for the new How to Train Your Dragons.
I
but
do
I
like
haven't
How
seen
to
any
Train
of
Your
them
Dragon.
where this dragon gets hit with like an arrow and it goes into the ground and there's this big smoke cloud and I'm like, hell yeah, that's battle right there.
Oh my god. So I don't know. I'm just worried because they're also signing with Nintendo for the new Nintendo movies.
That Mario movie, right?
Yeah, so they're doing the Nintendo stuff, and they're also doing, they bought DreamWorks. I'm just worried what they're gonna do. Those companies,
Well, Shrek is getting rebooted.
Exactly.
Whoa,
so
have
it's
you
like stuff that I don't know. I get worried.
Where
'Cause they
do you live under a rock?
I'm
Ethan?
learning things
That
tonight.
is, whoa.
The boy just looked at me
kinda
and like, yeah, they're rebooting
So I'm mostly
Shrek.
worried about what they're gonna do in the future
those IPs?
To those IPs. Yeah,
um,
that I think are better than them.
I had a thought and it's gone again. Who's doing the Detective Pikachu movie?
That's what I
is
was
that
just about
Illumination?
to
It's not, is it?
talk
Because
I
it's
don't
like
think it's
it's
Illumination.
real life.
I think it's something with Sony.
Is it Sony Pictures?
No, I don't. I don't know who's doing the animation bit, but I think it's a Universal thing.
That whole movie is made by Ryan Reynolds.
Him and his aviation gin, that new gin company.
Oh
he has.
yeah, he did start that, didn't he?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's just a front. It's just a front.
I'm pretty sure it's a Universal thing because Nintendo, I think, is just signed with Universal, and that's why they're working with
okay.
Illumination because it's a part of Universal.
I think that movie's gonna be dope.
Do you?
Detective Pikachu.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I won't know until I see it. I'm not that excited.
I don't really know how I feel about it yet.
I don't know if I hear Ryan Reynolds' voice and think
It's just like-
Pikachu.
Yeah.
You've seen the
It's
trailer?
an
That was
interesting
cool.
choice.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice, I think. I
It's
think
a
it's
choice.
definitely
It's worth seeing,
looks
but
like
I
they're
just
trying
don't know
something.
how I feel about it.
Yeah.
yet. I don't know how I'll
I'm
feel about
definitely
it even
gonna
if I
see
see
it, and I'll probably
yeah.
be excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about Harry Potter like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Do we even need to come back to Harry Potter? I mean, I like Harry. I mean,
We never spin the wheel for Marisol's question. Is that something we're gonna do? We're gonna ask her question.
Well, I want to
Okay,
cover
yes.
this.
Okay,
I
I
want to
wanna
cover this
check.
hot goss first. So, have you guys seen the first new
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
no, I haven't
I've
seen
seen
either.
either of the
Fantastic
The
Fantastic
Fantastic
Beasts.
Beasts.
I
No.
saw the first one.
Thoughts?
I did not like it. I'll be
Okay.
honest. I was one of the only people though that didn't like it.
I thought it was okay.
It just there was like a lot going on. It felt like there were like 3 plots, and
Yes.
then like weirdly Johnny Depp is just there, and I was like,
Like
what?
at the end.
And then it just ends, and I was like,
Now, did you see Crimes of Grindelwald?
I did not.
I didn't
Anyone
either.
see Crimes of Grindelwald? No.
We should talk about it
Let's-
because none of us have seen it.
yes.
Yes.
What do you think happens in
movie.
Crimes of
I like the
Grindelwald?
idea of bringing it
Yes.
over to America and having like a new Wizarding World
Yeah.
in America. I think that's a cool concept.
I thought that was
but I'm not a
cool,
big
too.
Harry Potter fan in general. Like I like Harry Potter, but I'm not like
You're
Harry
not just
Potter.
yeah.
Ethan?
I like that the main character isn't a Gryffindor, right, guys?
What is he? Is he a Hufflepuff?
I think he's like a Hufflepuff
or is he
or something.
Ravenclaw or something
Fuck
like
yeah,
that?
Hufflepuffs rule!
Ew, do you guys know
I'm a
your houses?
Ravenclaw.
No.
Yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff for
I'm a
days.
Gryffindor.
You
apparently.
piece of shit.
I want to be a Slytherin.
Of course you do. I
I
want to be
wanna-
moody.
I once did the what's your
Patronus?
ghost? Yeah, what's your Patronus
Patronus?
thing? And I got this the what's the death horse thing.
Oh no.
And I was very scared.
I just got an owl or
I
something.
got like a
dumb.
weird pig thing, and I was like,
I have the worst one of them all. A fucking dolphin.
Yes.
That
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
Guy right into battle on this dolphin. So we were talking about this is kind of what I wanted to segue into, but you know what? I'm going to say that for my own question. So we're going to spin.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. You see what I did here?
Isn't the only one left, Maricel?
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Marisol. Okay.
Ready? Are you ready, Ethan?
Sure.
Robert!
Robert, please.
Yes.
Jesus.
Marisol.
A little bit of foul
Actor
play on
system.
that one.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Robert. Very cool.
Marisol?
Okay, so I think it was like last year, Spotify came out saying that there was like communist propaganda music on like being streamed on Spotify, and they banned it. They got rid of it, and there was a lot of controversy because they're like, is this taking away like our freedom of like speech and
Oh.
like what? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like,
So we're moving to music. We're talking music. In freedom of
music.
speech.
freedom.
I don't listen to Spotify. I'm gonna put that out there. I don't have
Spotify
Spotify.
has been driving me crazy. I
Why?
got hacked the other day by this guy.
damn.
And he was like following a bunch of playlists called like Hype Beast mode.
Tight.
Yeah, and I was like, okay,
Wait, that
maybe
was
I
me.
can like.
Maybe I can be a hype beast.
And
I
was
just
like-
followed a bunch of playlists like that. So are you sure it's not me? No, I'm
God.
just
I
kidding.
was, but like for a while, I was like, okay, maybe I can like share my Spotify account.
Whoa, no.
And then I like made a
Why?
playlist and I was like, please get off my account. And I had like a little crying emoji. And then like everything started to get really weird and like all my songs
Why
kept
did you
like
just change your
cut.
password?
I did. Don't worry.
Okay.
I wanted
Marissa,
to
I
see what
think
was
that-
happening, but
I think this is the same person that hacked your Twitter.
Yeah,
I didn't
maybe
get
you should-
hacked.
you keep
I
getting
just
hacked,
got
get rid of
really
passwords.
restricted.
what are they? Like,
They're following
ABC.
me.
Password 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I definitely use the same password for everything. I'm gonna be honest, but
You should change all your passwords.
can you not do that?
I am really bad at remembering things.
Write them down.
I write them down in my phone.
Same.
Is that bad?
No, okay, what I do is like I'll put the first two, I'll put like the first letter and then a bunch of asterisks. So like I only know what it is. And then I'll do like the first letter, like the next word, and like a bunch of asterisks. So if anybody hacks my phone, they don't know what it is.
don't know what
That's
it
smart.
is.
That is actually pretty smart.
Well, they call me the genius
Oh,
for a
God.
reason.
So I don't
The
know.
Terrifier.
The Terrifier. So, your question is like, is that okay?
So what do you think about the censorship on Spotify? Do you think that it should be censored?
Well, here's another thing. I read an article yesterday
Ooh.
that Netflix is one of their stand-up comedians has his own like show on Netflix now. And I'm sorry, Mr. Comedian, I know you're listening to this thing.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm butchering your
mister.
name. But he's of Middle Eastern descent, and he's a comedian. And he was calling out Saudi Arabia for all their bullshit. And the episode was called Saudi Arabia. The prince, he called out the prince a lot. And the prince filed a complaint with Netflix, and Netflix took it down. They took the episode down. So I know that that's not like the same thing as
That reminds me of the Logan Paul thing.
The
But
vi-
that was that was a different. That was very different.
that's another different can of worms.
yeah,
but it's
I
that
don't
same
know.
thing as like, is that okay?
Is it okay?
Well, Spotify's kind of different than like YouTube or something.
Or-
Or
Yeah.
YouTube, anyone can upload anything. Spotify, it's not too hard to get something on Spotify.
I mean, we're
but,
on Spotify, so it's obviously not that hard.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know the process for getting a podcast on there.
Super
but,
easy.
Do
Okay,
you
well,
have
cool.
to pay to be on Spotify? Is that a rumor that I heard is real?
Not really.
For music, I don't know. What about-
music is
was it hard for you to get yours on Spotify?
there's some paperwork.
Yeah,
Ethan
that's
has an
about all it
EP
was.
But
that he's
also-
playing at home.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not literal paperwork, but there's like there's a process, and there's a variety of them, because ultimately what has to happen is your music has to be distributed, and that can either be done with a distributor or with a label or with
Okay.
something. In my case, because I don't have a label, it's a distributor, and so that's a little easier because you don't have to win any favor with anyone. You just sign on the dotted line and
Yep.
usually pay someone a little bit of money, and then they go, okay, well we'll file all the stuff with Spotify, and there you go. And now Spotify isn't a tough place because they're kind of between like something like a YouTube where anyone can upload anything and a highly curated service like Netflix
Yes.
or something. Spotify, I don't know whether they should be. I think they are within their rights to take stuff down. Now, I don't think I would take down communist propaganda music. It's fine. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Well, it becomes a slippery
What?
slope because it's like you take down one thing, then how many other things do you start
That's
taking
it.
down
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
don't, and they have
Yep.
views that you don't want your company to associate with. So then it just keeps going, and it's like when
When does it stop?
when do you stop?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I get if I was Spotify, I probably wouldn't want that music associated, and I wouldn't want to attract that audience either. So I guess I can get why they would take it off.
Because if you think about it, it is their own. Spotify is theirs. They own Spotify, and they can.
There's also a lot of fascist music on Spotify, though, that I've personally heard and run into.
Have you really?
So,
You
yeah.
have. Actually,
So,
you've told me that story.
So maybe they should get their
Yeah.
priorities straight.
Yeah.
Because it's looking bad, Spotify.
Spotify, it's looking rough.
I've never run into any communist music on Spotify, but I have run into
Fascism.
some other badness.
That was rough.
But it's I don't know. I think,
It's like, where is the line?
but I guess I think they're within their right to take things down because their whole deal isn't anyone can post anything. It's we are a service, we distribute music to an audience, play by our rules or get messed up.
Yeah.
Whereas something like YouTube is, if we take your thing down, we better have a good reason. Otherwise,
that's
we
true.
are basically oppressing you. Like,
Yeah,
we
that's
got,
true.
So, because everyone is supposed to be able to post everything on YouTube, aside from the obvious stuff. I think I've made my point at this point.
And that's
That
really
shall not be
interesting.
named.
Like the Netflix thing, because it's not like YouTube. It's more like Spotify, but they took the video down anyway. It's just. Yeah.
I think Netflix is a whole different ballgame because
Yeah.
Netflix,
That's their.
you can't. It is really hard to put something
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
And
When
also,
it first started, it was a lot easier.
yeah.
They used to put short films on Netflix. If you guys
Really?
remember that, yeah, they used to.
Yeah.
You could like get your short film on Netflix.
Wow.
My cousin had a short film on Netflix for a bit. That's the only reason I remember or know that.
But now, not only does Netflix have like higher quality standards, they also have a very specific list of. I mean, first of all, you got to even get into a conversation with. As far as I know, you got to actually get into a conversation with like someone at Netflix
because they
before you
want
can-
it to be all
because they want it-
original content
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they own.
They want it to be
and-
very good, and then also the actual like the deliverables to Netflix are insane. It's like, there's resolution standards, there's audio channels that you need, there's different kinds of mixes, there's subtitles, there's all kinds
And
of
there's stuff
Captioning.
that's not.
That-
That's stuff that Spotify doesn't require.
No, Spotify, you need uncompressed audio, and you need an album cover and
That's
a
it.
blurb and a distributor.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're
That's-
on.
You're in.
Yeah. Because they literally just took the stuff from the Podbean website and just slapped it onto Spotify. That's like all that had to
Podcasts,
happen.
apparently Spotify is even easier. That's pretty amazing.
Well, I think because Podbean is like the distributor and they do a lot of that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And
Thanks,
so,
Podbean.
Thanks. Shout out to Podbean.
Shout out to our sponsors, Podbean and Jeff Bezos.
and Lemon LaCroix.
Lemon LaCroix.
Just the three.
And
So,
the Crimes of Grindelwald.
oh my god.
Sin.
I think that we should just like to figure out what the fucking plot of that movie is without seeing it. So to answer your question, Marisol, I think that it's like Michaela said, where's the line?
Yeah, that's the big issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shit. Cool. Well, do we have any more questions, or should we call it, friends?
I have a shout out.
Yes, let's shout out.
I want to shout out Ryan Hovland because he's wrong. I like Dell Computers. That's
Thank
a shout
you.
out to the last episode.
I'm giving Michaela a
Wrong.
big fat high five on that one.
I'm defending Parker.
Thank
and
you
Ryan,
so
if
much.
you're listening.
Okay, because there was 3 guys here who just ripped into me for like how long was it, like
Are they
10 minutes?
I don't know, I have a
users?
Dell and
Oh,
I
yeah.
like it.
Also,
that's disgusting.
They were making some bad generalizations about, like, I remember, I won't name names, but one
named
young
names.
man on the last episode said that you
Was he to
can't-
my right, to my left, or
I
across
have
from
no
me?
idea what
I didn't specify.
But
Shit.
it was said that you can't buy a Windows laptop and have it be good. And I disagree, because
I
I
do too.
have a laptop that I've had for 6 years. It was $1,100, and it has done everything that I've asked it to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
forever. And it continues to do that. Mind you, I work with audio, not video, which is a lot easier. But like it kicks everything into the dirt that I throw at it. So like you can't say it's like different. Shush.
Shush. I like how they're not even in the
stop.
same room, but we all know that they're gonna like hear it,
And
and
be
then
like,
it'll
I
be a
just
fight on the
wanted
next
to know.
time.
I was
Next
thinking about
episode.
it, and I have a different opinion. I looked over at your computer. I said, "Nope, I like it."
The
It's
only
fine.
thing is like I think I just need to update my drivers. Once we updated that
maybe.
video driver,
I'm so glad.
Good to go.
it's not great.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it still
there's
takes a ridiculous amount of
look,
time.
there's something wrong with your laptop.
Yeah, but it was
not. It doesn't speak
was
to
the
the greater.
it was the generalization that was made. You know.
Yes.
So
Anyway,
thank
I'm sorry
you.
to start this beef.
No,
this
thank-
podcast is beef now.
This
what
podcast
hasn't
is
even
beef
started?
between the pals. The pals are fighting. They're not
It's
being
okay, but
pals.
it's okay,
pals
Ryan.
anymore.
You
Not
like
palling.
yourself.
So what we need to do is we need to get Ryan and maybe one or two of the other fuckers from the last one, get the supporters here and just have a debate, a pals debate.
I don't think any one of those people knows enough to even
I
say
don't know
one
enough.
thing that is smart.
And that's what would be fun. Wait, are you saying that you would know what to say that was smart, but they don't know what
No,
to say?
I'm saying I'm included
Oh,
in that
okay.
group
I was
that
like,
does not know enough.
whoa.
Yeah, I have a Lenovo. I don't really. Yeah, God, it's just.
It's PC though. That's a PC.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not a
I love
Mac.
PC. Don't like Mac. But you gotta stand somewhere.
To the
But I agree. I
PC
don't know enough.
To the PC master race, raise your glass.
Jesus.
To all the gamers out there, raise a glass.
Raise a glass for the gamers.
Pour one out for the gamers. All right, friends. Well, that has been a very special 4th episode of the Pals Podcast.
Woo!
I appreciate you guys for coming on. This was a very different episode. You know, most of the past couple episodes have been big, broad ideas and things. This one was just kind of like a lot more focused, and I liked that. It was
Yeah.
good.
The past
Yeah.
couple episodes have been a
Big.
big noodle, and this one was a little tiny noodle.
But we were able to noodle it a long way.
Shaped
Got
like
through the
our
noodle,
favorite
yeah.
We cooked
character
that
from
noodle.
Frozen.
Elsa.
That's what I was gonna
That
say.
fucking
That
moose
scares
that
me.
I was
doesn't
gonna
talk.
say Olaf.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Some kind of mixture between Elsa and Olaf is my favorite.
Is what this podcast is.
No, Olaf and Elsa's child.
I don't think Olaf can have children. I don't think he has the parts.
He's been impaled.
This podcast needs to end. I'm sorry.
Okay, yep. All right, so thank you, Maricel, Michaela, and Ethan, for coming onto the show. I really appreciate it.
Parker.
Yep, just my name. I gotta pull up the thing. God
What's
damn.
the thing?
The thing that I say. So,
Oh.
remember, pals, catch us. Shut the fuck up. Just remember you can catch us on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, and very shortly, once they stop being little dingleberries, Google Podcasts and iTunes. We'll be there soon. Whoa. Crazy. Yeah. So, as always, pals, just remind yourselves every day to smile a little smile. To just be a little bit happy.
Little bean.
And remember that things always will get better. Isn't that right?
You did a really nice job saying those
No, I
sentences.
didn't. They didn't come out
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, and we will see you on the next episode.
Goodbye forever.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Friends.